Hello YouTube and welcome back to OldFlads. This is Heroes of the Storm, and after an incredibly long time away from YouTube, well, my channel at least, I'm bringing it back to you because I've been playing it a lot. It's just I've been having some trouble getting some consistency with games. It's been a little bit weird. The matchmaking's pretty bad still. But that being said, been having a lot of fun with Butcher, and I am delighted to be joined on my team, at least not actually in the combat, on my team by Rodney McKay. Good friend Rodney. We play a lot of Heroes of the Storm together. So I'm playing the Butcher, who's a new character introduced into the Eternal Conflict, not DLC, but addition that was made. He is he an abomination, a devil? I don't really know what he is. I'm not really up on Diablo lore, if you like, but nonetheless, he's a great melee assassin who does masses of damage. Although a lot of people actually build him for sustain, I don't like that particular approach. So, with that in mind, my tier 1 talent is going to be Invigoration. It reduces the mana cost if I hit an enemy hero. So, because I've hit an enemy hero, okay, I need to just use my W ability there, which is the brand. Basically, whenever I hit a enemy hero with my Q ability, which is Hamstring, it is going to slow them, and it is also going to return mana on it. It's also going to reduce the cooldown of that particular ability, and so if Johanna does actually bring me into a fight, I can just hit her with that. It will cool down immediately, and then I can hit her again with it. And I can basically spam that, and it does persistent damage. Is probably the best way. And Johanna does not want to trade with me here, regardless of the fact that I have just been blinded by her shield glare. Now, I feel like Butcher has been sort of pre-designed for mid, sort of solo mid. He loves it there. Like, on pretty much any of these 3-lane maps, he can just hold the middle ground on his own. And here comes Rodney in with Sylvanas, obviously using her Black Arrow trait, I think that's called. Basically, whenever she does an ability, be it basic or sort of special, she needs to be really careful here, because let's go in on Malfurion here with our E ability, and we're just going to brand him as well, just to scare him off. We don't need to go too far with it, although Diablo just freaking committing Harry carry in the middle, and that is going to put me down because of the body blocks. Not a good way to start. Nonetheless, that gave you a rough idea about my abilities. My Q is the Hamstring, W is Butcher's brand. If I put that on a enemy hero and then hit them, I receive 75% of my damage back as health. It's actually a very good method of sustain. E is Ruthless Onslaught. Ruthless Onslaught is a charge and slide damage sort of effect that can be done onto enemy players. It can be done onto minions as well. In fact, I think I can do it on towers. I can do it on just about anything. But it doubles up very nicely with my tier 10 ultimate, which I'm going to take Furnace Blast. But for tier 4, we're going to be taking Cheap Shot. Hamstring does bonus damage to movement impaired heroes. Basically, if a hero is suffering from a slow or a root, my Hamstring will do extra damage. So not only will I be reducing the mana cost and the cooldown of that if I hit an enemy hero, it'll also be doing damage if that hero is slow. Now, you may be wondering why someone as big as me is not jumping into the middle of that team fight, and there is a simple reason for that. The Butcher, although he is massive, is most definitely not a tank, and even with the sustain build, he is pretty much right on the edge of being what you would call an off-tank. He is pretty squishy, and any sort of CC can cause him problems. So this enemy team is going to cause me a bit of bother, because Johanna is a huge counter to the Butcher. Malfurion has a root, and Karrigan has a stun and a grab. So this is a problem, and their initial early push makes me believe that this is not just a duo league or solo queue team. That looked very much like a pre-made push, and that could be problematic for us. They're already a level ahead in XP, so we should just lane and get back a bit of this. I want to avoid the Karrigan combo, although she's going to try and hit it on me soon. Basically, she'll do a stun and a grab that will come into me and cause me much damage. The only disadvantage for her is that I can brand her, and that brand will cause me to heal off of her if she wants to stand toe to toe with me. Very few heroes can stand toe to toe with me, but it's best that I don't jump into the fight. So I'm going to be trying to play him a little bit cautiously, and when I died earlier I was literally only trying to zone Malfurion out of it, was not expecting to get body blocked, and she has just used her stun. So she's going to have to leap away if she wants to get too far, but for now we'll just leave her to zone so we can actually get in. The objective has spawned again in the bottom lane. This is where there is a set pattern for how these objectives spawn. This is a tower that we need to be standing on in order to power it up so that it actually does damage to the enemy team. Now Gazlo is very low. I'm going to jump in on Gazlo and secure the kill there for the friendly team. I do need Lily to start spamming Q at me though. Why were the heals not coming out? I know there are cooldowns on that, but I'm pretty sure she should have been doing a little bit more to heal me in that particular situation. Okay, so we did trade there. That wasn't the best trade, but it did push the enemy off of the objective. So we are doing siege damage, and the rest of our team seems to be putting in sufficient damage that we don't have to worry too much about it. So at level 7, I took Brutal Strike, so I told you about that. My hamstring ability is now going to empower my next basic attack. It's an empower, but it's very selective. If I use my Q, my next basic attack is going to do much damage indeed. Johanna is chasing our team out. I don't want to go too deep on Malfurion, but I am tempted to, because he has left it a little bit too long to stay in his little hole, and I'm going now disengage again after picking up the kill. So that was a mild victory. We're not that far behind on EXP now. Rodney has sensibly left this particular team fight and moved into lane to pick us up the XP, and we are going to be generating it quite quick now, because I'm now going to be moving uncontested into this as well. So the enemy team now, after their initial sort of lead that they'd managed to get up from taking out that tower early, that's now been nullified, and these towers have run out of ammo as well, so I might even be able to pick up a cheap 400 XP boost for taking out this tower as well, and that's going to do our team the world of good. But I don't want to be attacking minions. I want to just take out this tower and then disengage. And the enemy team is pushing hard in the bottom lane, but at the same time we're picking up EXP. We do need to try and get to 10 before we engage with the enemy. As you can see there, they were coming in for a gank. They got no ping off our Johanna, which wasn't particularly friendly of her at all. But now we have 10. I can pull out my Furnace Blast. Furnace Blast is an AoE sort of mass damage effect, and I should be able to get this off on Valor. And there you go, that is the effect that can be done with my level 10, basically nullifying their squishy damage dealers straight for one hit. And even Johanna, who is not a squishy damage dealer, Gazlo however, is in a little bit of danger there, but he did manage to stun me just inside his little bomb a little bit too long, and Johanna is re-engaging. We don't need to be in this fight at the moment, but we could do worse. I don't want to come in from this side. We're now squeezed by the enemy team. Who is that? I'm going to take out... I was going to take out Johanna, but it looks like it's going to have to be Malfurion, and I'm going to have to try and get some life back off of Gazlo here. Get out of his bomb. Okay, I've managed to get just enough life just so I can disengage. We do need to back out. Our Diablo is literally suiciding at every opportunity here. Valor's now coming out with her ultimate. We just need to disengage. This is a good time just to run away. I do not want to be getting too involved when I haven't got my main damage abilities left. Valor has come too far this time though, and she's also going to receive a bit of punishment, although she gets the way Malfurion is going to do it. So we're just going to turn around. Has she used Unstoppable? No, she did not, and Malfurion has stayed for the ride as well, and he's also going to get taken down by my hamstring. So it now gives us a good opportunity to push onto here, pick up another kill on the enemy Gazlo. That was Valor in there, but we just need to avoid the stun. Try and pick up a little kill on Gazlo there, push him off of this particular objective, and this should be sufficient that we can actually go top as well and try and contest up there. The enemy team does have 2 people down, although Malfurion is now spawning back in, and they are doing massive amounts of work on our towers. You can see we're already 2 towers down. We haven't actually taken down any of the enemy towers yet, but they have left for some reason top open, so they didn't utilise the whole of that. So if we can push in here with Diablo, Kerrigan got killed by the minions in fact, which is what caused the the problem. So I'm going to just try and take out Malfurion as best I can. But I do get stunned, unfortunately, and I'm just going to use my brand on Johanna here. Just to zone him out. I don't really think I'm going to kill Johanna, although we are going deep. We don't need to go deep. We need to back up. Back up, Rodney, back up. And Malfurion is going to heal her back up to full health. But we did manage to pick up the end of the tower of the particular objective. So all in all, although we're not right in this, we have picked up a very, very slight EXP advantage. And we have taken down one of their towers as well. So with the top lane, Rodney's now recalling. So I'm just going to move back down towards the bottom lane with Lily. I think they've taken out everything there, so I can't go and get some mana. So I'm just going to lane just for the time being. Let's try and take this gate down, just do a little bit more siege damage. I am going to be tanking. Am I tanking it? No, I'm not actually tanking it because of my fellow minions. I am going to back out now, though, because Valor has come down. We're going to kill Kerrigan here. She is in a world of trouble. At level 13, I took Burning Range. It deals damage persistently to enemies. It's only a little bit, but every second I'm dealing 50 damage, so that's actually going to work its way up quite well. We don't need to go up there, Rodney. Just take a little bit of care. They can pick that up. We don't need to engage in that. I am, however, Valor has found herself. Oh, and she used her escape too early, and I'm just not going to be able to quite get there in time. And that looks like a Gazlo coming in to engage. I just need to back out. Once again, I am incredibly squishy as the Butcher. I do not need to engage too strong into any of these fights that I cannot immediately take down an enemy with. So let's just play sensible for the moment. We have just lost the EXP lead, and they've taken down. They managed to take out the boss, which is basically why I came into the mid lane anyway, to watch out for. I'm going to move in on Gazlo now. This is going to do sufficient damage to him to actually take up the kill. Lily has pinged her ultimate as well. So let's try and slow down Valor, and let's see if I can pick up a little bit more healing off of Johanna. This is when my sustain is coming in. I managed to stay in this fight a lot longer than anticipated. Kerrigan has been caught out of position, and she is going to be, although her ultimate is following me quite strong. I just need to back out. If I get enough mana, I will be able to use my ultimate. Not my ultimate, sorry. My Butcher's brand, just to get in on her, but Kerrigan did come deep. We didn't pick up the kill, and I am just going to sit pick up for the moment, and now we can move into the objectives again and try and pick up some more siege damage. Although the enemy has already moved in. That is the enemy Malfurion. I am quite capable of taking him on, although Kerrigan I'm not so happy about. And that's the problem. Although Malfurion has come back in to give me sustain. I don't think he meant to do that, and that's going to get the kill on Malfurion, and now I need to disengage pretty wholeheartedly. Even though Lily is in the actual vicinity, it's best that I do not persist too much further with this. The Diablo ultimate goes off. I'm now going to move in on Kerrigan. Once again, this is their damage dealers taking a massive hit off of me, and we pick up another kill on the Gazlo as well, although that wasn't anything to do with me. It was actually Rodney that picked up the kill there. So what I'm going to do is I need to get involved in the ultimate of Lily and get some healing done. That's going to be bulking up the me sort of primarily because I was so low. It does target me on sort of like a smart spell basis. So we're going to pick up this tower. I think I can leave them now. The enemy team has 3 down. Let's just pick up this vision, move into the top tower. Valor has re-engaged. This is going to be bad news for her because I'm about to come back in. And I'm going to use my ultimate on Valor, and that is going to do sufficient damage to take out her and Johanna at the same time. The ultimate from the Wailing Arrow from the enemy Johanna, was that? Was it either was silenced or was that Rodney? I think it was Rodney using his Wailing Arrow. Did a wonderful job of just making sure that Johanna couldn't disengage or use her unstoppable trait as a way of escaping the damage that I did, and we managed to take out both the damage dealer and the main tank of the enemy team in a pretty nice way. So Malfurion is just coming up. The enemy does have 3 up still. Needs to be a little bit careful because they are moving in from the bottom, just on a little gank move. We have moved up to level 16, which I missed 2 levels ago now. We're going to be once again taking crippling slam. Don't want to worry too much about that at the moment. Kerrigan is my main target if I can pick her up. So I'm going to be coming in from behind on Kerrigan. This should be able to, it's not going to kill her, but it's going to be doing a fair bit of damage if I can slow her. Gazlo has been killed. This is the Kerrigan ultimate. We can just nullify that straight away, and this will be a good time to disengage and just come back down. We can probably steal their camps now. We have picked up Untouchable, so after our shaky early start, we're actually quite a long way ahead in the hero damage, and this is what I want to be doing as the Butcher. He is possibly my favourite hero in the game for actually just dealing brute damage, which is why I'm not a massive fan of his sustained build. I've of the opinion that you either play him for damage or you don't play him at all. I don't think there's much middle ground, because you can't really play him as an off tank. It seems to be a fair enough assessment, and from the games I've played, I would say that's probably the best idea. Our healer has been taken out. There was going a little bit deep from the friendly team there, and we're probably going to pay the price now. I'm going to have to move in on Kerrigan if she comes too close, but I just want to disengage and move away so that Rodney can go back. Our Johanna seems to be in pretty good health. Diablo is down taking a camp. The boss is back up, so now would be a really good time for a team fight. It would also be a really good time just to go and get a healing fountain, drink from that, and then go down. Oh, this could be a wonderful thing. If we can get involved in a team fight and win the team fight here, although our healer is down, so we're not going to have the numbers, we could move in for the objective. That's a bad idea. That's a bad idea. Don't do that. We need to bait them into taking this so that we can then move in for. There's still 8 seconds left on it, but we still don't want to be going. We don't want to be overextending at all. That would be a bad idea. I just revealed myself to the enemy team. Diablo's gone really deep, and it's going to cost him. Although he has managed to get Gazlo out of it. Vala has used her ultimate, and Diablo is still tanking damage off of these turrets. We do need Lily to come back in and re-engage as soon as possible. We are now down numbers. We're now 4v4, but Diablo is in a world of pain. Johanna coming after me, using her ultimate on me. That wasn't the best idea, but it looks like our Johanna is going to go down. I might have to just try and re-engage here just to get her out of harm's way. Kerrigan is in a bit of trouble if she stays around for too long. My ultimate will be going off soon if necessary. I do want to get involved with this. If I can just pick up some extra health of Johanna. I think she has used her unstoppable. No, she hasn't. Let's move in on Valor with the ultimate. Oh, that was a wonderful stun by Johanna. We're going to be able to take out every single member of the enemy team here, I would imagine. There goes the Malfurion, there goes the Johanna, there goes the Gazlo, and here goes the Kerrigan as well, both a hamstring, which is now doing quite a bit of damage as well. Managed to get in. That was a wonderful, wonderful stun and grab by our Johanna, just to bulk them all up and all take the full force of my ultimate. So at level 20 I'm going to be taking Nexus Blades. We can now move off of this because the tower has run its course. The Nexus Blades are going to give me increased melee damage, and also Gazlo does not want any of this. Also slowing enemy targets as well. If Gazlo comes too close again, I am going to engage on him. This is going to be the end of Gazlo. He's come way too deep and we're 2 levels ahead, so that should be game over for Gazlo. Yep, there it is. Another kill on Gazlo. The enemy, who was that? I thought it was Johanna for a second, but Johanna is dead, so it obviously wasn't. I want to avoid the stun of that. Oh my goodness, that could have been on top 5 fail plays had that gone wrong there. Vala has come way too deep, and she's just used her escape as well. This is going to be the death of her, and we can disengage. So that was a very successful. We picked up a boss and pretty much wiped the enemy team. They pretty much suffered a huge loss there. We're now 2 levels ahead in EXP with a boss now pushing that bottom lane, and Kerrigan looks like she wants to re-engage again, but I'll be more than happy to do that, and I'm actually going to go in on Kerrigan with my ultimate, and this should be enough to take up the kill here. It was not, unfortunately. I was 1 hit away. Malfurion is body blocked by me. He cannot escape. He's definitely going to die. Johanna cannot escape either. That was an absolute team rape on Johanna. Yeah, I know it's probably saying them body blocks. It absolutely was. That was a pretty savage body block on Johanna and on the enemy. Oh, Malfurion. I'm going to engage just the zone. I don't really want to kill Gazlo here. I haven't really got the mana to be doing anything too fancy at the moment. But the enemy Gazlo has been crowd controlled by Diablo. That is going to secure the kill. And our boss is now at 50% going to be moving in to the enemy core. This probably won't be a good game here. I would imagine they've got sufficient to actually take us down. Although they don't seem to be too keen on engaging. I'm going to go in on Valor here. And that's going to be her death as well. The enemy team now only with 1 up, and that is Kerrigan, and she has left the game. That is a good game, and hopefully you'll be able to see how effective the Butcher can be when you play him a little bit carefully, but yet still build for ultimate damage at the same time. So as we move into the stats page, I'm hoping, I'm pretty sure I must have come top of hero damage there, and that will give you a pretty decent overview of what he's capable of. Once again, in an enemy team that did have a lot of CC, Kerrigan has CC, Val Vala doesn't, Gazlo does, Malfurion does, and Johanna. That could have gone a lot worse for me had I not played it a little bit cagily, but I still managed to come out very, very, very on top of the hero damage across both teams, nearly doubling the nearest in my team and getting 15k more than Vala. And Vala, remember, is a very, very high range DPS character. So that is a very, very good example, and I hope you enjoyed that video. It's been great being back in Heroes of the Storm. Thank you very much for watching. Any comments on my playstyle, post them down below. But I've been OldFlads. Cheers, and goodbye.